Hello, Ghana, and welcome to New Perspective. Charles Sam is my name. We're still dealing with the president's speech, but law and order is what we're focusing on. We started that, the part one. We're doing the part two of law and order. And for the first time on the show, I'm not alone. I've decided to bring you a very beautiful face, wonderful lady, but who is a lady who's not just beautiful physically, but in the brain as well, and also in the heart. Today, we want to go back to the case I spoke about in part one. The lady who was totally dehumanized. God's creation, image and likeness. Totally disgraced, embarrassed, brought to the lowest level. And I explained to you that a woman's dignity means a lot to her. And her whole life. And even the children she's going to give birth to. But we chose to do what is non-Ghanaian. Because the president says that being Ghanaian must stand for something. Is it indiscipline? Is it flouting laws? Violently beating people? Illegally touching people? Or what is it again? My guest in the house is a face you all know very well. Jifa Gray is her name. The host of The Morning Ride on Saturday mornings on Metro TV. Those of you who don't know, watch it. You learn a lot. Jifa.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm just not happy right now. I'm really not excited about what we're going to talk about.
But I'm happy to have you here.
I am happy to be here, and I think that the fact that we're going to have the opportunity to let Ghanaians know that, look, there are lawless, conduct that should be avoided.
Jifa, let's start.
It's one that I'm
When you
interested in.
saw the video, what came to mind? How do you feel as a woman?
You know what? I was broken. And I thought, where on earth, why should you, what right have you got to touch a woman who you claim has stolen money? Okay, fine. She's a thief. She's come to steal from you or from a neighbor. Let that neighbor deal with her. Why can't you allow the fact that there are laws set for all of us? For every individual, we are all Ghanaians and we have to abide by that law. Why do you feel you have the right to take it into your own hands? It is so wrong. And this isn't the first time, but this is just up there. It's wrong. You come to the extent of touching the woman and opening up her legs and trying to whip her through whatever. How dare, it's wrong.
I can't believe it.
It is wrong. And you know what? I think that these things have happened over and over. And I mean, our heads of the country, the policemen, they haven't really set a rule or a law that really shows that, look, people should not do that. They're taking the laws into their own hands for decades. How can they stop it? It's one path that they have to pursue now because of importance.
Jifa, I like us to focus initially on the lady.
Okay.
Now, if you are a woman in a male chauvinist society like ours, in all respects,
yeah,
and you found yourself treated this way, probably you didn't steal. Because in a case like this, since we like instant justice, to breaking the law. Somebody who hates you could just point out, she stole my money.
Of course, yes.
And then everybody pounces on you.
Yeah.
How would you feel?
No, but like you said, there have been cases where they get the wrong victims, okay, of crimes, and well, as we sit here, there are people in jail right now who are, not guilty of what they've done, but because they were there at the time, they have actually been charged for it, and it's sad. But look, I don't think that I would want, if I should be in a situation like that, and you try to treat me this way, I think that whether I'm well educated or not, you can charge me for if I'm wrong or guilty, charge me, but I would also want the law to deal with whoever did that.
Precisely.
Because it is not their right, like I said earlier on, to touch me or do whatever they did to that lady or myself.
Regardless of the amount of money involved.
No, it's got nothing to do with money. And first of all, you see, that's why they're lost, because everybody has issues. It doesn't mean she should go and steal. For all you know, she's not even a thief.
Precisely.
She's just a wrong person that, victim. Now, you go to court, and then you think that after all this situation, after all this brutal way of treating me as a woman, as an individual, as a human being like yourself, you having a mother out there, a sister out there, even a daughter out there, and you feel it's okay to treat me like this, and then I'm being charged. I think the judge or whoever it is should also charge
precisely
whoever
the
it is.
justice system,
Of
right?
course, it should really.
To serve as a deterrent.
Indeed.
Yeah,
indeed.
because I think this matter. Now, tell me, what do you think has gotten us to this point where we don't respect the laws, we disregard the laws of the land? All right, we say we're a democracy, we're practicing democracy, which has processes and laws and order, right? Then we have a fairly robust police service in this country. So why do we take the law into our hands?
It's education. Education. Ghanaians are not ready to listen. Some Ghanaians are not ready to listen, especially those that were beating this woman and treating her lawlessly. I mean, they are the ones that don't listen. I mean, and I think that we should educate our citizens on what the law is, what you should do and not to do, and where to go, who to talk to when there is a problem. And education is one factor that we have to pursue.
Education is one. But we've also had a set of laws in this country in our books. And so how come that we don't enforce the law? And don't you think not enforcing the law has encouraged some of these acts?
You know what? Of course, yes. But you see, if you want to enforce a law, okay, or laws, and you don't let people know that, look, this is what the law is. Some people don't know. They don't pay attention to what law it is because the country has got its own crisis. Everybody wakes up and wants to go through their daily activities. They want money. And so how are they going to really pay attention to the law?
Oh, but Jifa, we all grew up in a home.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And we're taught that you don't beat your sister and brother.
No, of course, yes. These are the basics that they know. But Ghanaians, I think Ghanaians are quite frustrated to the extent that they don't use their brains sometimes when there's a situation. Because whether you've gone to school or not, it is very common sense for you to say, no, okay, you said she's stealing something. Where should we go to? The police
station. That's
but
right.
I just feel like they are so bitter. They just have got the thing that they are superior in one way or the other, and they can deal with issues in their own terms and ways. And I think that's what has been going on. This is not the first time. This is very bad. This is bad. Nigeria does worse stuff, which is wrong. It is extremely wrong. They tend to burn you and kill you and all that. But this is Ghana. We are not built like that. We are a very respectful country. We have our flaws, but we're really trying to put things together.
So it's not Ghanaian to behave like this?
No, it is not.
So why are we doing it?
You know,
and it's common.
No, it is. I mean, recently there was a case where a lady stole from I think a clothing shop around the Accra Mall, at the Accra Mall. And because the security is around, okay, so they actually got hold of her and took whatever it is that she stole and then handed her to the police. After handing her to the police, they went to the police station. Whether she should be charged or not, they decided to find out why she came to steal from the shop.
That's right.
Now she told them that the reason is because she doesn't have clothes. They actually investigated and found out whether she has clothes, she lives in a good home, or whether it's, some people have got problems and all that.
Because that's right.
And then they realized that the girl was lacking. So they didn't charge her.
Yes, so because we need to dig into
find out some of the things that we can do as Ghanaians. I mean, it's a common sense to every individual. For you to think it could be your sister, it could be the fact that another individual that you think you don't know. And I personally, I think that the law should actually deal with the guys that actually had the girl, was beating the girl.
That's the first thing.
That is my number one.
That's your call on the police, that they should investigate it.
Yes, they should deal with them.
And then also the justice system itself too.
Enforcement that's when enforcement comes in.
The delivery of justice should be very tough to serve as a deterrent, right?
Of course, I agree with you. But you see, what's his name? Amayao had his own issue. Anas, I'll take that again. Okay, so we had Anas, his own deal with the judges issue that came out, and that wasn't very pleasant. It was really wrong for a whole judges to actually conduct such, activities was very wrong. I think that has really enhanced our judges now to make sure that they don't make such mistakes make sure that they actually enforce the right
because judgments. Some of the judgments were creating some of these problems.
You see,
and the police were demoralized.
Yes.
They catch a person, send the person there, and the person's gone
exactly. So they can't be bothered. Sometimes they feel they can't be bothered anymore. But look, I think we have a government now. I mean, it's not more of a government, but I mean, it really shows what you really want for a country. If you're a government and you sit in power and you make sure that the laws are well enforced. I think that this is going to be another exciting one for us. I mean, because he comes across, our president, Nana Adedan Akufo-Addo comes across as a very...
Every opportunity he has, he
Yes.
says he's going to have a long haul
Yes.
fight.
No,
but yet his partisans are out there. You see, and that's where the problem is. You see, they're speaking, all right? The president has spoken very clearly. He has sent a message, clear message out at every opportunity. This is his way. Those of us who know him know this is his way of life.
Yeah.
But then his partisans, listen, what are they doing out there?
You see, it's always them. It's never the president. I mean, he would enforce it. He would want them to do the right thing. But how do we know?
But ultimate responsibility lies with him. He must do what he
So
says.
I'm sure he's going to make sure that they actually play the part that they have to.
I think
it's
that
very important.
political indiscipline in this country has been part of this because inspiration comes from the top.
Of course,
The political parties, no matter which side.
You know what? I agree with you. I think that it's the beginning of a SEM, and a situation like what we've just seen right now, what we've actually reviewed, talked about, should be dealt with. And if a thing like this is dealt with, I will be very satisfied. And I'll feel, yes, this is a government that's going to bring great change to us. So maybe this is one that we should really enforce. And I don't mind. I mean, I host a morning ride. I would like to talk about this. It's wrong.
Precisely.
And the guys who actually were dealing terribly with this girl should be dealt with. It's very important. It's not the girl. Yes, there was a problem, but that wasn't the right way to deal with it.
Jiva, I'm so grateful. You've done exactly what I wanted to see. And we're calling on the whole media, Ghanaians, everybody, especially women. Let your voices be heard. We won't take this. No more. Because it could be you.
Yeah.
And somebody just hates you and says, she's stealing my money, he's stealing my money. And everybody pounces on you and deals with you this way. I was so embarrassed. The president says that as Ghanaians, you must stand for something. Being a Ghanaian must stand for something. But not this. Being a Ghanaian policeman must stand for something. Being a Ghanaian judge. Being a Ghanaian official, public servant.
But to talk about it, wasn't no police station around because it went on for a very long time.
This is what I'm wondering.
That nobody actually...
So what about all this thing about police visibility?
Exactly.
Visibility and all that.
Yes.
What's happened to all that?
I mean, that's...
So we'll be talking about the institutions.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
She's done all the talking today.
Wow.
My name is Chan Sam, and I've delivered you a new perspective. God bless you all.